All right. Let's move on to our next one here. I want to talk about the absolute shit show that's going on in Cleveland. The Cleveland Browns might have signed Deshaun Watson to one of the worst contracts in NFL history. The Browns have won just as many, if not more, games with Deshaun Watson injured than actually playing. I'm not saying that PJ Walker is playing good, but he's giving the Browns just as good of a shot at winning, but for a micro fraction of the cost. I mean, with that being said, I don't think you want to start Elijah Moore and maybe even Amari Cooper with PJ Walker at quarterback. Surprisingly, I think the guy with the most upside in the Cleveland offense at the moment is Kareem Hunt. With Jerome Ford injured and a backup quarterback, the Browns are going to rely on the run game behind their elite offensive line, and all the signs point to Kareem Hunt being the guy in that backfield. I think Kareem Hunt is a high upside flex play this upcoming week. What do you guys
Yeah,
think?
I agree. I mean, Kareem Hunt is probably the only guy I'd be happy to start this week.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, like Mark Cooper was off to a good start, getting on track with Deshaun Watson, but ever since Watson's shoulder started acting up and the backups came in, it's been rough. It's been very rough. He had 2 receptions for 22 yards on 8 targets last week against one of the worst secondaries in the league. Um, I'd stay away in the receiving game. But Kareem Hunt, yeah, good flex.
Yeah. Juice, I'm just curious though, like, do you feel like you've seen enough, or do you feel like you still need to see more to like kind of know what direction um Deshaun Watson's headed? Like, because I know personally, right, and I'm interested to hear what y'all say. I know personally, to me, I haven't seen enough yet, and it's because okay, he comes into the league, he struggles, no doubt, no question. He looked bad. He struggles, and then it's like he had some little flashes, and to me, it felt like I think maybe the game before he got injured that he was like I'm not saying he skyrocketed up, but it looked like he had improved.
It was his
And
best
then
game back for sure.
yeah, it looked like he started to look, I would say, significantly better from his previous performances. And then it's like right when we see that, boom, he
He
gets hit
gets
with the
hurt.
injury.
Yeah.
So and then you can't take anything away from that game that just happened. Like he gets injured again, whatever. I would say that like if you like in regards to like dynasty or something, it definitely is unfortunate. But at the same time, I also feel like I haven't yet seen enough. But it seems like there's some sketchy stuff going on in Cleveland. Like seems like some people are unhappy with Deshaun not trying to play through it, and then we hear reports about this injury being a lot more significant than the coaches might have initially thought. So I'm just curious as to what y'all think about Deshaun Watson because I don't feel like I've seen enough.
I mean,
So we've seen 10 games, 9 games if you want to count because he got hurt at the beginning of the last one. So we've seen
Mhm.
9 games since his return. In the 9 games that we've seen him, he's thrown 11 touchdowns and 8 picks.
No, and
Um,
I agree. I just don't, and maybe this is me. That's why I'm asking. I don't really count last year, but I mean, I'm not saying it shouldn't be. I'm just saying I just don't
no, I
really
mean his
consider
stats
that.
are nearly identical, if not worse than last year. This year, so it's like, I mean, however you want to look
Yeah,
at it.
I
Yeah,
mean, the way I look at it is when you put it like that, and you could see maybe he was on the trend up before he got hurt.
hmm
I think that's a good logical way to think that maybe you want to see more. But I honestly just think that he's not going to return, even if he is trending up, and he will be better than he has been. I don't think he's going to be anywhere close to what he was whenever he was in Houston. I just think that's kind of come and gone. So I
yeah,
think if you have him in any kind of longer format, dynasty or a couple keeper league or any kind of anything like that, I'd probably try and move on from him if I can.
right. I mean,
Yeah,
he's definitely droppable in all redraft formats. I mean, there's you don't have to go into that much, but I mean, even he had that good week against Tennessee. It was a great week actually. He completed 27 out of 33 for 2 touchdowns. But man, he's not running the ball like he used to. He's not quick on the ground. He just doesn't look like the same player inside and out. This is still a run first offense, even with Deshaun Watson. He hasn't elevated their play. I mean, Brissett would be a better option for this.
Yeah, they were better with
offense moving
Brissett
forward.
last year
Right.
than with him, for sure.
I mean, you don't know until you know, but man, I'm definitely panicking.
Yeah,
If I have
and
him.
I just don't personally feel like I've seen enough yet. I'm not even saying that he will, but I don't feel comfortable enough as of now making that determination.
And
Because,
Dynasty,
like,
you're talking about moving on
in a
from him
longer
in Dynasty.
format.
yeah, well, because in redraft, but I'm saying like even redraft next year. Like, I mean, I'm not even writing him off for this year, but like, I don't know. I still think that there's a glimmer of hope. I don't really know.
Yeah, so I want to change the direction back over to Kareem Hunt. What do you guys think about Kareem Hunt the rest of the year? Like, is he worth like going out and trying to like acquire, or like is he just like a guy who's like nice to have?
Yeah, he's definitely a good flex play, I would say.
I think if he's on waivers, you should definitely do your best
He
to get
shouldn't be
him.
on waivers anymore. I
I'm
mean,
saying
no,
like,
he is.
like would you trade away like I don't know Damian Pierce for him? Like, or
Yeah, probably.
I mean, depends how bad you need to win now. If you need to win like these next couple weeks, for
no,
sure.
just straight up like rest of the season. Like,
No, I'm straight up trading Damian Pierce for Kareem Hunt.
Rest of
Yeah.
the season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Damian, well,
'Cause,
Damian
I mean, there's
Pierce
a possibility he could just take Ford's job whenever Ford comes back.
I mean,
I
I
I
feel
think
like he
Ford's
just
better, but that's just because I have Ford, and I feel like he's just a better player at this point. But I mean,
I feel like he was just a good flex play with Chubb there, and he was scoring touchdowns, taking touchdowns from Chubb. I think that Ford is significantly worse than Chubb, so I'd say that it gives Kareem even more opportunities, and we're already seeing him getting a lot of work at the goal line. So if I was willing to play him as a flex play with Chubb there, I'm definitely willing to play him in the flex with Ford there.
over Damian Pierce, though.
Yeah, I'm taking him over Pierce. Pierce hasn't done anything. I love Pierce, but he sucks right
I mean,
now.
obviously, right now, whatever with Ford being out and hurt, and Hunt being the lead god, whenever Ford comes back, even Hunt in his normal Kareem Hunt role, you like him over the Damian Pierce, what Damian Pierce has done.
Dude, maybe. I think
would
Pierce.
have done.
Well, dude, it's
Pierce
worth
has been
noting that
bad.
Damian Pierce has been dog shit. So I mean,
Like,
you're not comparing
shit.
much.
Bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But
I
this
got
is-
I got a couple more guys I'm curious about here though. What about like Javonte Williams?
Definitely
Dude.
Javonte Williams.
Yeah, probably Javonte as well.
Well,
What has he
let me
done,
say
though?
something real.
He
Well, let
hasn't
me
done
say
shit
something
either.
real quick about Hunt. Let me say something real quick about Hunt. So he's definitely a fine flex play with these bye weeks and injuries these next few weeks, but I don't think this is going to be very sticky, unfortunately. And right when he signed with the team, I had some hope with Hunt, but over the last 2 weeks, he had 16 and 15 fantasy points, 31 total. 18 of those came through touchdowns. So he's really, and that's good to see that he's getting the goal line work. He's really a TD dependent flex play, and I know it's not saying much, but after Ford went out this past week, Pierre Strong, the other guy on the team, got 70% of the snaps, and Hunt got 30%. He did get the goal line work though. So I'm looking at Kareem Hunt as pretty much the same thing as Alexander Madison, a TD dependent flex play.
Alexander Madison hasn't scored a touchdown all year though. Hunt is going to continue to score touchdowns.
Right. No, that's what I'm saying. If he doesn't get in the end zone, you're going to be let down. But look, that's just kind of where we're at in this point of the season. A lot of people who have Hunt on their rosters don't have many other options. He's definitely a good ad, but I don't think this is going to be sticky long term.
Yep. What about Brian Robinson?
No,
Brian Robinson.
Brian,
Yeah, I mean, Brian Robinson is safer for sure.
I'm not gonna lie. Brian Robinson to me has fell off a cliff as of recently, but
He has.
I would still take Brian
their
Robinson.
offense as a whole was fell off. Am I right in saying that? I don't think they've.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's fair
I don't
to
think
take.
they've been scoring a lot of points regardless.
I don't think it's fair to take Kareem as of now over Brian Robinson. No.
I mean, Brian Robinson is the running back 13
He's their-
of the year so far.
he's their
Look at the last couple weeks though, compared to the whole season. though.
It's been bust, okay, game bust, okay. I mean, what it is
Brian
it's
Robinson.
TD dependent. It's just what it is.
Brian Robinson's going to be the guy in
Right,
Washington.
yeah.
So
So
That's
Brian
not close in my opinion. Yeah, that one's not close at all.
yeah, same.